Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am going to give everyone a moment or two for you to receive the notification that I am live here. So if you can see me, say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And I'm going to pop on into the Astro Lounge and let's see, I should be able to see myself live in here. And I'm going to pop in the link to this week's topic, which I created a blog here. So I'm going to do that here. Oop. There we go. All right. Hello and good morning, everyone. I do see a few people are live here. Hello, hello. And so I'm Laurie Baracco. It's so good to tune in with all of you this week before Thanksgiving, and lots of hustle and bustle. And yeah, so I am intending to enjoy this week of cooler weather that we have in Southwest Florida. As many of you know, it has been really warm down here, unseasonably warm, and I'm looking forward to things cooling off. All right. Hey, good morning. I see a few of you are receiving the notification that I'm live. And so this week I'm going to be talking about aligning with your purpose. And I did pop in the blog with the material. If you haven't received the link, there are a couple of links within here, and I'll post it again a little bit later. So good morning, everyone. And as I usually do begin each time, I do want to set the space for all of us and call in spirit and connect in that way. It's always good to take a sacred pause, take a moment to center, to set that intention. And so I see more comments. Good morning. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, and I'm so thankful for all of you. Oh, so I see someone's watching on Facebook, on an iPad, and have it on the TV on YouTube. So you've got all the streams going. Good morning, everyone. So let's all take that sacred moment, that pause, and whether you're watching live or you're tuning in afterwards, take this time for yourself to stop, to center, to regroup. It's going to help you navigate through the busyness, the hustle and bustle. And yeah, you'll be more patient, you'll be healthier, you'll be happier when you do so. So let's all take that moment to take a breath, and let's bring our attention and our awareness to the breath. I am not using any sacred smoke or smudge because my reader today, she has a sensitivity to aromas and to sage and incense and oil. So we're going to do this with intention. A lot of people do ask the question, what if I can't sage? What if the environment does not allow me to sage, to burn anything, to spray anything? Well, your intention is powerful. It's always been powerful, but sometimes adding that extra oomph with aromatherapy and smoke can help us change the environment as well and set the space. But our word, the breath, sound definitely can help shift things for all of us. All right, so let's take that moment to go within. If you want, you can put your hands on your heart and your solar plexus, a hand on the heart and a hand on the solar plexus, if you would like. And let's pay attention, or bring our attention and awareness to the breath, centering ourselves in this moment, asking Spirit to support us in all of our endeavors. And I ask that Spirit move through me to help me articulate the words with the vibration, the sound, the consciousness that supports all who are gathered, either live or afterwards, live here on the stream or afterwards watching the replay. We ask for the support and the guidance and the protection and the wisdom to navigate through any challenges, to be able to center ourselves and be present when the blessings arrive and we're experiencing them. And we ask to be in alignment to fulfill our soul's destiny and purpose of why we came here, harming none and helping all. And so it is. And so it is. Hello and good morning. I see more friends are joining. Good morning, everyone. And it's so good to see everyone. So this week's topic is on aligning with your purpose. And so I did share the post. I'm going to share it again. It is on my blog. It's up fresh on the blog this morning. Good morning. And I'm going to read, and I will toggle back and forth just if you are new to this platform or watching afterwards, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. So good to see all of you. So, one of the most frequently questions that we receive as spiritual advisors are, what is my purpose? Like, seriously, that is one of the most asked question. What is my purpose? And the tricky thing is that this question is often asked during a mini session of like 30 minutes or even sometimes 15 minutes. So within 15 minutes, I want to know my purpose. Now, that really is challenging to give that answer. And most advisors, mentors want to help us. And so we feel a little conflicted with, yeah, what is your purpose? And we want to provide that answer, or we want to help you with understanding or embracing what your purpose is. And so I did want to share that can be a tricky question. And it's a tricky dynamic when you are asking that question. And doesn't mean you can't ask that question during a mentorship session or working or coaching or working with your advisor. It just is that it's probably the answer is going to come not directly to you, but there are maybe certain things that are going to seeds that will be planted, or maybe signposts for you to go look in that direction, right? Or maybe to be more present, pay attention to certain symbolism that may pop up for you. So, by the way, no one can hand you the exact blueprint of your purpose or purposes. And yes, there are things we can do to understand more about our paths. We can seek mentoring, coaching sessions like spiritual consultations, astrological charts, human design sessions, and even numerology sessions, right? So there are things that we can do to gather some knowledge and pieces here and there, bits here and there to help us. However, when tying it all together, only the individual can have clarity because the seeker will know if they're aligned, right? So I can share some things that come up in a session. However, it's up to you to digest it and see how that sits with you. I can't tell you if you're in alignment with everything. I can't tell you. Only you will know. I can't do that for you. Just as nobody could do it for me but me, right? So I may talk to others, and I'm aware, and I contemplate of what was shared, and I pay attention, and I'm aware of what my feelings are, right? What just popped up for me? Did I get a warm, fuzzy feeling, or did I get I don't think that's what it is, right? That doesn't feel off, but I did investigate and check in with that information, right? So it's important we don't poo-poo everything right away, that we take a moment. It's like, let me see, is that me? Does that feel right? And so that within that course of action, you are in the proactive seat, right? You're being proactive. You are feeling the energies and contemplating. This is about you and your discovery, right? So you can look around, you can consult with others, but at the end of the day, it is up to the individual to tune in and make that discerning decision. Am I in alignment with what's going on? How am I feeling? What's going on here? You can take the temperature of your inner and outer rooms. I'm just checking the comments. Hello, good morning, friends. Good morning, good morning. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense here, right? And so when we are unclear of our path, we can feel lost, sometimes depressed and unhappy because we aren't in our flow, right? We're not in that flow. And we know what the flow is like because we've all been in really beautiful flow where things are synchronistic and it just feels right. It may even feel right or true to you, even if it's wonky, right? Even if things are wonky, it can still feel right. It can, yes. So I have come, sorry. When we are on our path, we are happier and healthier, and life is good, right? Even if it's wonky, it still is good. It's like, I know I'm supposed to be here. And I have come to understand over the years with my journey, and I've mentored thousands of clients, that our purpose changes. And aligning with our purpose is why we're here, right? So aligning and figuring all that out is why we are here. Probably wrong verb. I'll fix that later. And we are, part of my purpose is to be grammatically correct. No, just kidding. Maybe it is. We seek to find our purpose. However, our purpose is tucked behind and under what isn't our purpose. In other words, we have experiences to help us learn, grow, and heal. And sometimes that is our pure purpose for that time being, for that moment. Then our path changes, and there's another destination that the soul has mapped out for us. And with the events that we experience along the way, right? So sometimes the purpose is figuring out that's not my purpose and this isn't healthy for me, right? I'm gonna pop in here quick. Hello, friends. Just seeing if there are any comments. Good morning. Good morning. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense, right? So what do we learn as we align with purpose? We learn who we are and who we aren't, right? Am I this? Am I not that anymore, right? Who am I becoming, right? So it's that not labeling, but kind of identifying and embracing who we are and who we aren't. Also, how to implement our gifts and our passions, right? There is a reason why you have certain gifts, interests, passions, talents, and abilities. It's supposed to fit somewhere. Does it mean that that is it, that you're just supposed to be locked into that one thing? No, right? And as a society, I think that it used to be that this was your vocation, you had that training, you were locked in that position forever. And then somewhere along the way, we got a little bit in the other direction, which was, it's not flowing, just switch, change, do this. And maybe we're throwing in the towel too soon, right? Now it's an integration of being patient and knowing, okay, maybe this doesn't work for me anymore. This might be kind of like a flash in the pan, and let me allow myself to digest maybe the change and the grief of what was to what's becoming, right? There's this alchemical process. So we've gone from one direction of purpose and path and training, and then there's another that's coming in, and there is a happy medium in between integration with our paths. I hope that that makes some sense. And hopefully that brings a little bit of, that's what I was feeling, and validation for you. That's what I was feeling. Okay, I don't feel like I'm so flighty, right? Or I've been so stuck and I haven't been giving myself permission to think outside of the box in my training, right? If I stuck with what I was trained with in one aspect, I wouldn't be here doing this in this way. My purpose changed and morphed. I used to be a teacher and I used to be a paralegal, and I was really uncomfortable with the aspects of not necessarily the teaching so much, because I still teach, but within that capacity, because then I had children, things change, right? Things change and they morph. And then as a paralegal, it wasn't resonating anymore. And I had all this training and educated myself and invested time and energy in that. And then I allowed myself to be shown and I moved into those shifts and changes for myself. Anybody else here go through those experiences where, yes, I invested time and energy for 5, 10, 20 years into a certain vocation or interest or passion, and it's feeling kind of blah. It's not fulfilling. I'm grumpy, right? You can pay attention to your emotions and how you're feeling. Are you restless? Are you grumpy? Are you on edge? Are you unhealthy, right? Is your body showing you what is going on with you to show you that changes are afoot, right? So anybody else there? And I see someone saying, yes, definitely, many times. Right. Agreed. And I have someone else say, I know I am good with doing things with my hands and my spiritual gifts. My frustration comes with daily responsibilities and what I feel called to do, right? Would love to hear how to balance some of this. Yeah, we're going to go through some of this, right? And, right, so you're in that in-between space. I'm going to speak to that in just a moment. I have another person say yes. And also, okay, so I'm back to what do we learn as we align with purpose? So we also learn how to unravel outdated belief systems, right? So maybe there are certain belief systems and ways of processing and thinking that don't align with where you are at now. Each and every experience that we have in our outer worlds and our inner worlds adds to the evolutionary process of our consciousness. And sometimes with those changes, then all of a sudden we wake up and we're a different person. And therefore the beliefs that helped keep us safe and grounded and on that trajectory have served their purpose, right? Their purpose. And so we're moving into a different direction. And sometimes there are outdated belief systems that come in. And so we have to be gentle with ourselves during that process. Also, we heal ancestral patterns that this is how it's done, right? It might be that this was drilled into you, that I'm flighty. I spent so much money. My parents invested in my education and my time and supported me. And after 20 years, I'm not feeling it anymore, right? But yet that's what we do. And making change can be scary, right? Changing your pathway can be scary at times, right? So then there are also those ancestral patterns that you're going to change. What? You're going to do what? What the heck, right? So there's that as well. And there's also the soul sabotage that can come into that as well. There are many different ancestral patterns and way of thinking, egregores, that have been active and alive. And so maybe we're going to shift those. Also that the personality self goes through many different identities and interests, right? So then all of a sudden I'm really passionate about this. Let me sit with this and check in with myself. Is this a flash in the pan? Is this something that's purposeful? Or is this a new pathway for myself, right? So there's the metamorphosis of us, of the unbecoming, right? Of the becoming and the undoing, and the layers and the identities, right? The different hats that we wear. Also, we align with where we thrive and where we don't, right? So what is working for me, and where do I come alive, and where do I feel like I am stuck in the mud, right? So there's that as well to ask ourselves. I'm just checking some of the comments. This is what, so someone says, this is what's going on now, must move forward. Yes, right? So sometimes it's the identification of, all right, so now what? Then we sit and we wait. And I'm going to cover that in a second. And someone says, I agree. So much information is coming in faster than can be assimilated. How do you handle that? Well, you can journal. You can make sure that you have some time to digest. That's where the in-between, I might be jumping ahead in the information, but that's where the in-between time where we feel stagnant and we're like, now what? There is the integration of all of your experiences that sometimes we need to digest it and allow the shifts in our vibration and our consciousness to settle in, right? So if you are in an integration time, meditation, journaling, being with yourself and allowing it all to come in, you don't have to figure it all out right away. I think I know that's something that I struggle with, okay, now how do I implement it? And then I've had to have talks with myself, back it up, just hold on and let things shift and change. You don't have to do all of the legwork. So that's a huge key, friend. You don't have, or friends, you don't have to do all the legwork. If you are still and make your time alone, your hermit time a priority, that you will start to have the different waves, the codes be woven into your field of awareness. We just got to sit down. We got to disconnect and reconnect, right? Disconnect from the outside world and reconnect with yourself and plug into that higher self. Good morning, friends. I see more friends are joining. Good morning. You'll be able to watch this afterwards if you've caught me halfway through. All right. So Also we learned how to align with purpose is how to create healthy boundaries. Now there may be other people that we have agreements with our purpose, and we know that that's not serving us anymore. And maybe some people feel those changes coming in, so then they may get a little closer. They may become more codependent. So this also has to do with aligning with purpose. How can I shift this with creating healthy boundaries with other people, places, and things, right? What is hijacking my time and energy? Is it coffee? Is it alcohol? Is it cigarettes? Is it an unhealthy relationship? Am I a workaholic? Is it my family, my children, my spouse, right? What's going on? How can we create a beautiful balance for ourselves that may not please everyone, but we want to be honest and open with what's going on and in integrity. So we begin to understand the divine plan and order of events in our lives if we pay attention to the patterns, the orchestration, and timelines of the architecture of our life path. There is a plan, and I've said it many times. We just are not always privy to how it's going to look, right? We help design this plan. We are the builders, and we're co-creating with the collective, with individuals, and with our soul self. Just going to check some of the comments before I move on to the next section. Good morning. And someone says, I have a lot to digest and I'm going to have to be tough because I will be starting chemo for breast cancer. I know I will be okay. Get your mammogram. Not really nervous, kind of worried, calm. I don't know who that is, so I'll be able to check afterwards. But if you wouldn't mind, can we all send some prayers this week to our friend on Facebook who is going through a lot of change, and you will be okay. But the message I'm getting from Spirit is for you to allow yourself to be nurtured and taken care of and create those healthy boundaries with other people. This is a time for you to say, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, not sorry. I need to tend to myself and to be gentle and not overcommit. And thank you for sharing that. Like I said, I don't know who that is with the name. And we will all send you prayers of healing and to support you on your path, and light that will be consistently coming to you to assist you on your journey. You will be okay. It's just you need to make sure that you allow yourself to rest, to pause, to create boundaries, and allow yourself to be nurtured and taken care and to be held. And you're held in many different realms is what they're saying. Okay? Thank you for sharing. Yes, I see someone wrote prayers. Okay, so here are some key points to keep in mind. That there are specific life events that your soul has decided to experience. And sometimes your purpose at the time is to make it through those experiences. Wow, that is so perfect. And for those who were sharing, wow, and someone else is also going through that. So it may not help, and it may help to understand that my soul wanted to go through these experiences to maybe create healthy boundaries with others, to lean on others, to reevaluate my life, to pause and slow down. So sending all those who need prayers and light, lots of love and healing and Reiki, and again, allow yourself to be nurtured, cared for, and be gentle with yourself at this time. Yeah. Also, you're in the flow when you're not. Pay attention to the signs around you and check in with your inner self, emotions and thoughts. Do you feel happy, sad, or anxious? These are indications of alignment. There's one more thing that I wanted to drop in with those who are struggling, that there is no shame in struggling. And this is something that I want to speak to because it's coming through very strongly. A lot of spiritual people will judge people who are dealing with crises, health crisis, family crisis, emotional crisis, and the soul wanted to experience those things, and to judge another in those positions does not help and support their journey, right? So sending you so much love, all those who are going through difficulties. We all have our turn. We all have our turn. and you don't know when it's your turn for a difficulty. It may be a physical difficulty. It could be a relationship difficulty. It could be a family difficulty. It could be financial. It could be so many different things, right? And like we just had a hurricane here, major hurricane. So it's important that we hold those who are going through difficulties, because we need to be more compassionate as a society with those who are going through difficulties. Yeah. Sending you so much love, all those who are struggling. Sometimes we are in the uncomfortable place of stagnancy, or as I have come to understand, we're in a place of integration. We are integrating the shifts in consciousness and allowing the psyche and the spiritual DNA to recalibrate. So that I spoke to a little bit earlier about that in between place where it's like, I need to do something. I feel restless. I'm usually a go-getter. I am feeling really awkward at this place. So that's most likely a time of integration and recalibration, and allowing yourself to receive the wisdom and allow the alchemical process to take place. Your path will adjust slightly according to your understanding of the hows, the whys, and the why not in your life. Translation: your evolution and life purpose adjust according to your consciousness. So it's not saying that something isn't happening because of your consciousness, but what which journey is purposeful for where you're at this time. Again, not judging it, being compassionate with others and self, and being honest as well with yourself as well. So the path does change, right? So and there's free will. So there are the milestone experiences that the soul already has mapped out with others and in the collective, and then there are the electives or the variables that may come in as well, based upon your consciousness and where your soul says, oh, I could do a little bit better. I need to grow a little bit more in that area to round myself out as a seasoned soul. You will never have an experience that isn't for your highest and best good. You may be uncomfortable, sad, frustrated, and disappointed. However, the soul has decided this experience is purposeful for your evolution. Remember, purposeful. So they're all experiences happen because they are supposed to happen. You are not going to miss the boat. You're not going to miss the train on something that is that has been agreed upon by your soul and the collective. Just checking in with any comments here. The more you understand who you are and what is healthy for you and what isn't, the more aligned and at peace you will be on your path, right? So there is that discovery of what's working, what's not working, what's healthy, what is not healthy. The more that you know who you are, shutting out the outside world and plugging in and tuning into the inner worlds, right? Does that make me happy? Does this make me sad? Am I frustrated? Am I overwhelmed? Checking in with yourself in that way. And yes, I wish we had a legend key to help us that wasn't always in hieroglyphics. However, the signs are always there, but we sometimes need to pay attention to them, right? So sometimes we ignore the signs, and sometimes it's like, oh, later on we're thinking, that's what that meant. I get it now, right? Yeah, but the signs are always there. The feelings, the signs, sometimes we are just so caught up in the moment and in the drama of things that we overlook the signs. So the signs will come in later, right? The pebble, the rock, the boulder, the house, right? I forgot the 2x4. The pebble, the rock, the 2x4, etc. So remember, you are always where you're supposed to be. And when it's time for a change, there will be a change whether you think you're ready or not. You are multi-dimensional, and your multi-dimensional self is always ready and there to help and guide you. So remember that you are multi-dimensional. You exist in many different realms, and that part of you is always in charge. It's always going to, it's driving the bus. And whether we know where we're going or we're not, there is a plan. There is a plan. So I'm going to check some of the comments here. So someone says, I have been hearing my wedding song with my first husband a lot lately. His way of telling me he is around and I love it. Exactly. The signs are always there. And someone else says, yes, the more we can stay in a connected space, the signs are definitely visible, right? The rock, the pebble, the rock, the 2x4, the house, the boulder, the house, all of that, right? The signs are there and they will continue to drop in. It's like, oh, she missed it again. Oh, for Pete's sakes, here comes sign number 743, right? Yeah. So it says, I keep seeing 11, 11, 111 and 11, right? That is your sign. So the signs are always there. I'm just going to pause for a moment to see if there are any more comments, right? Let's see if there are any more comments or questions about this week's topic. Give it a pause. And so as you're thinking or you're typing, this week I wanted to select a card for all of us from the Keepers of the Light deck by Kyle Gray. And so as I hold up the cards, 1, 2, or 3, one may resonate, they all may resonate. The message is from your soul for you, and maybe which archetype or message to align yourself to help you with your purpose and your path at this time. I'm so glad someone said, I love this week's topic and took down a few notes to remind myself. Yes, 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 yes. You know, what comes through as the topic first goes through my filter first. It's pay attention, Laurie. You could use this information. So sit down and allow it to flow. You need to channel this through a blog and then we'll talk about this. That's usually how it works. I know oftentimes I ask people, what do you want to talk about? And so on and so forth. But yeah, I'm feeling, I know that there's a plan, right? So the signs are there. And I am not, I don't have a free pass when I'm in that in between, right? I don't have that either. Sometimes I am in a holding pattern as well and just sitting here with what's next. And they're saying, just slow it down and be. There's some wonderful creative ideas. And they say, that's a great idea, but just wait, hold on, just be in this moment, slow it down, be present. All right. So I'm going to hold up 3 cards and this is the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck by Kyle Gray. All right. So here's card number 1. Here's card number 2. And card number 3. 1, 2, and 3. So which card is calling to you? It could be 1, it could be all, could be 3. And even after I read the messages, there's something for everyone here in the collective. Okay, 1, 2, or 3. So I'm going to put them right here. I'm also going to grab the book to help pull out a little something extra. I feel like there's something else that wants to come through. The first one is the Shekinah. You chose card number 1, the sacred self. Unleash your spirit, express your gifts, and dance to the sacred rhythm of life. So the message is, don't feel the need to hold back or dampen your spirit. This is a time to celebrate. There is a feeling of dance and joy around you at this time as you fully recognize your splendor. You are a sacred being who defies gravity every day just by being alive and brings a sense of balance and equality to the world. So this is the sacred self. This is the soul self. We spoke of this week, right? So this is you. You are light. You are multidimensional. And as you tap into that multidimensional self, there's joy, there's peace, there's a familiar feeling to this being aspect of you, the Shekinah, the sacred self. And that sacred self is not obsessed when company comes over and the floor has dog hair on it. He doesn't care, right? So that's something to maybe contemplate on. What would the Shekinah self of myself say, right? My sacred self says, be in the moment, enjoy your company, enjoy those who are here, celebrate. They're not really going to care so much about that you're obsessing over. That is a projection and an image aspect of yourself. Enjoy yourself right now. Enjoy the company. Be in the moment. Okay. So then the next one is Kuan Yin, which we spoke of this too. Compassion, care and compassion. Choose to be love, do what is right for everyone involved, and offer a helping hand. Compassion. We spoke of this. I love how this is all aligning. First of all, the keepers of the light want to acknowledge all the service and commitment you have offered to others. You are all love. If you are finding it difficult with anyone in the moment, the best way you can move forwards is to go beyond wanting to understand why or how they are the way they are. Just move beyond their behavior, mistakes, and challenges. This card brings a message of friendship and care, helping you to see those around you do have the best of intentions, even if it always doesn't seem that way. Move into compassion and develop a greater understanding. This will elevate your spirit and connect to love. Right? That compassion. You don't have to love the behavior. You don't have to excuse it, but move beyond that and extend compassion. If you can't extend compassion or be in that space, then ask Spirit to help you send that intention. It's like, I'm sending that love and I'm just going to move on. I'm not going to stay in that space, right? The next card, the third card, is Paul the Venetian, experiencing grace. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. Whatever creative ideas you're having at this time, they are inspired by the divine. Your purpose. Paul the Venetian is here to help you channel your gifts. You may have felt blocked or held back by in the past, but now it's time to recognize how talented you really are. Follow your bliss and share your grace. Your creativity is a gift to the world, and as you share it with those around you, you make space in your heart for goodness to enter. Recognize your gifts today and express your creative self in a way that suits you. So this aligns and ties into our topic this week, which was aligning with your purpose, right? So these cards were just perfect validations for all of us. And if you're catching this live streaming afterwards, when it's not live anymore, when it's the replay, click on the link. I think it should still be in there with the blog, aligning with your purpose, to help you with, as some people have, take some notes, see what emerges for you with this material. So I'm going to check in with some of my comments here. And oh boy, does the card I picked resonate today. Yeah, these are really great messages, weren't they? Yeah. Oh, hi there, Angie. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I think it did show up in the Astral Lounge. Hang on. Let me just click over here. Awesome. I'm so glad that the messages are resonating for everyone. Let me pop on over here. Sorry. And so I see the comment, I've been reading your book, Laurie, and it has helped me tremendously while connecting to my higher self and using the different techniques of meditation, being in the now, protecting, grounding, and yeah, all of that. I'm so glad that material has helped you to help support you on your journey. Okay, I'm just going to give everybody another moment or two for comments here. So in the meantime, anywho, we are embarking upon Thanksgiving, and I am so grateful for community and all those who do their best, whether I see you in person or I don't, or we connect on the web or email. I am so grateful for all those who are connected, whether, as I mentioned, in person, in spirit, on soul levels, and many lifetimes. And a lot of us have acknowledged that, oh, there you are again. It's so good to see you again in this life. And Barb says, I let spirit pick them all for me. And it's true. Hi, Barb. Good to see you. Well, I know that the material was brought through, was channeled to plant some seeds for you, to help you to digest, to help you realign, and to sit with your inner self and open up that dialogue, that vortex of consciousness to help you with being happier. When we're not happy, when we're not in the flow, we're grumpy, we're miserable, we're hard to be around, right? And we don't want to be that way. It's like, yeah, I'm that way to myself, right? It's like I'm grumpy within my thoughts and so on and so forth. So the signs are there. There's always been a plan. And thank you so much all for tuning in this week. So I did want to mention, if you're in the Southwest Florida area, Candace is hosting her fall Mystic Fair. It's at the Etudes de Ballet. It's from 10 to 6 on Pine Ridge in Livingston. It's $5 to get in. There are tons of offerings. There are products and services. I'll have a store booth for the Mystical Moon, and it's a great way to connect with the spiritual community. I'm just checking with the comment. Hi, Laurie. What do you see my purpose is my purpose as I'm getting older? That is something that I don't know if you're just tuning in. It doesn't say what your name is, but if you're just tuning in, then I'm going to encourage you to go back and watch this, right? And to see what comes up for you. Okay. All right. And yep. And check out the blog too, because that's those are the messages that I was referring to with all of this. All right, everybody. I wish you all a very happy, healthy, joy-filled Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for tuning in each and every week and to my predictions and so on and so forth, even though this week's predictions are showing us where there's alignment and not alignment, right? Have a beautiful week. Namaste, and take care of yourselves, and make sure you slow it down and enjoy the moment. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you. Aw, thank you, Jen. Bye, guys.